Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for another fabulous build. Today I am building in the world that we got with the Lovestruck expansion pack, a little bit of a Spanish inspired family home that ends up being a total of I believe 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's kind of hard for me to remember because I actually started building this build maybe like 6 weeks ago, and then I just recently finished it. I don't know if this is going to make sense to anyone else, and maybe this is because I make content, but I feel like we just got so much content back to back to back. It was like, bam, Lovestruck, then we got new kits, then we got Life and Death, and I will tell you, I am really enjoying that, but at the same time, I feel like I can't keep up. And I understand that that's like a really weird thing to complain about. It's not a complaint. It's not a complaint. If anything, it's really exciting, but all in all, I'm just trying to like get my footing, and I haven't really gotten to build in the world or in the style since we got the pack initially, and I thought it would be fun to kind of take a second look at it. I really enjoy this world as well as the build and buy items, as I don't typically gravitate towards that style. I'm definitely like a little suburban dream house girly, so anytime I can kind of inch away from that is really good for me. As the exterior kind of comes together on this house, I think it's very apparent that this is not a little suburban dream house. It did end up kind of on the small side, but not necessarily small, as I did say it is 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. But I guess the word maybe like intimate is a good way to like put it. I think playing in slightly smaller, slightly more closed off floor plans is kind of better when it comes to The Sims. It just looks better. Obviously in real life everyone's like, I want open concept, I want more space. I swear to you, the townhouse I live in now is the biggest apartment I've ever lived in, and I've been here for like 3 years, give or take, and I'm at the point where I'm like, do I need more space? I don't need more space. I just gotta get rid of some of my stuff. Like, I just recently got a trinket shelf. Oh, don't look at all my crap on there, I gotta clean that off. But anyway, you know, in real life I would love a little bit more space, or at least like a proper storage unit, because I'm currently looking at my Christmas decorations that are intruding on my office. They're inside for the first time since last year. They are covered in dust, and they typically sit under my stairs. So yeah, would really love a proper place to put those that's not outside. As you can see, we moved on rather quickly into the interior of this build. I don't really know what I was thinking. I think the first half of this build is from like 6 weeks ago, and I was probably just like fed up with the outside because I had to tinker around with it so much. So I ended up just being like, F it, I want to go inside. I'm an inside girly. I don't like landscaping. I especially don't like landscaping because I'm bad at it. There was just a car alarm going off down the street from me for like 10 solid minutes. And my house is like 90 years old, so it's not super soundproof. And I just sat here, I was like, whenever you're done, whenever you're done. But, you know, I also love where I live, so that's a solid slay. Anyway, as you can see, as we're moving through the interior, I wanted this house to feel very lived in. I don't know if I can say realistic, because I don't think I've ever lived in a house like this, and I don't know if I've ever been in a house like this. So we're going strictly off Pinterest and vibes. But all in all, I think it's pretty cute. I furnished it to have a family of 5, including a dog or a cat. So I guess a family of 4, if you will. We're moving on into the kitchen, and I use these really fun countertops from Island Living. I don't think I've ever used the swatch before because the yellow countertops are a bit jarring, but I actually really like the way they came out. They matched the floor tiles really well, and then I was going to try to use the green fridge because it looked like there was some green in the tiles, but it was just not looking right in my opinion. I also added in an eat-in kitchen. It is very small in this house. And I say that because I am someone who has a tendency to make really large houses, which is not necessarily a bad thing. However, I'm trying to play or build things that I think are more true to my play style. So it's like, if I wouldn't download the house off the gallery, why the heck did I build it? And I did end up doing, trying to like rein it in a little bit, and I really like the way it came out. It feels very lived in all in all. There's like quite a lot of clutter. I made sure to put a lot of photos up from the Growing Together expansion pack that you can kind of make your own collages with photos of your Sims. And the reason for that is I just wanted this to feel like a big, cozy, warm family. Like, they definitely spend every holiday together. They have tons and tons of traditions. You know, maybe they're like immediate, or maybe not immediate family, because I guess that's like people who live in your house, but like their grandparents live really close by, their aunts, their uncles, like they all live in the same area. They see each other for every birthday, every holiday, And that is wonderful, except if your family is like it, then you know what it's like to have your grandmother come at you for not cleaning your room. Because my mom used to just yep to my Nana. And my Nana was an icon. I just want to point that out. An absolute icon. God rest her soul. But she was not very nice. She was not going to beat around the bush. And she used to make me come over to her house and, like, I'd eat, like, my little fried bologna sandwiches and, like, my barbecue chips and just be having the time of my life. And then she'd turn on Hoarders and be like, that's going to be you. You want that to be you? And then I would cry because I'm a very sensitive person and I was embarrassed. But I didn't want to clean my room. I was 6. I feel like that's a fair statement to not want to pick up your toys when you're 6. Please let me know in the comments down below if any of your grandmothers have ever done that to you. Mostly because I'm deciding, do I need to bring this up to a therapist or is this like a semi-normal experience? That's the like really wild thing about growing up is sometimes you say something that you think is totally normal and someone else is like, and then you're like, holy shit, I didn't mean to drop a piece of lore about myself like that when no one was prepared. And now I need to go think about my life. I try not to do that too much. I just try to vibe, you know, that's my thing. But as you see, we are moving along through one of our first bedrooms. I feel like both bedrooms I made for the kids are relatively like gender neutral. They're like orange, yellow dinosaur. They're just like kids' rooms. I don't know. I mean, it's not like I made something super hyper specific. But I ended up doing a kids room and now we are moving on into a nursery, which is obviously decorated for a baby/infant, and then you could turn it into like a toddler's room. Except I realized after I had just finished the first bedroom that this bedroom was probably bigger, and I think my thought process was this one's closer to the parents' bedroom, so it'd be easier for them to take care of the child. And I did consider switching it, but all in all, I was like really happy with how the other room came out. So I decided not to, but this room is pretty large. I recognize that now. And I think the reason I didn't make this the primary bedroom, the sirens today have been so rude. Anyhow, the reason I decided to not make this the primary bedroom is because I really like when my primary bedrooms have an ensuite bathroom. Maybe it's because it's something I deep down inside crave so desperately and just don't have. But in honesty, I do think this infant room ends up being larger than literally any other room in the house. So, you know, that's cool for them. Maybe it's like a really fun little toddlers and tiara situation. And, memories are unlocked right now when I say that. But as you can see, I'm just adding in a little bit of clutter, some shelves. I tried to make like some of those darker wood elements spread throughout the house and keep the style true in the bedrooms because sometimes I do that. Like I will make a dark, moody, like cute stone out exterior and then put like light hardwood floors and paint with like white trim on the walls, and I'm like, okay, why is it confused what's going on here? And so I was really trying to rein that in. I think I did a pretty good job through and through, and then I also think adding in all the clutter makes it really feel that lived-in situation. I'm trying to remember how expensive the house ended up being to see if it's actually playable, but I don't remember off the top of my head. We are moving into our last and final bedroom. And then I just think we have a couple like minor exterior details to put through. I don't even know if I left any of the landscaping in. Probably not, knowing me, because I'm so bad at it and I hate talking over it because it's like, well, and now I add more bushes, more trees. And everyone's like, shut up. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. As you can see though, we are coming to the end of this speed build, and I know we've been bouncing around quite a bit, but do not worry, we're gonna jump in game for a live tour right now. Alright team, as you can see, we have made it into our final tour, and I'm pretty ecstatic about how it came out overall. I struggled a lot initially with the color scheme because I, again, am a suburban dream house girl, so doing something a little bit more colorful is kind of difficult for me. Like, why can't I just make a blue suburban? I don't know. But I think it really came together when I added these base game little like flowers in. They come in all these fun colors. I always forget we have them, but they're just so stinking cute. And I layered a bunch of them together. I think it was like yellow, orange, pink, and purple. But it came together, and then I just used these little base game like palm trees that are actually a really nice size compared to this house. But you come up, you have a lovely little walkway into this beautiful little yellow door. We have a nice little sitting area. And for those of you who saw my review, you know these little number siding pieces are my absolute favorite thing. I love them. My little collection of favorite items in the game in my own brain include things like this. Like, they really do. That and that column from Get Together or Get to Work. I don't even know what it is, but you guys know the column I'm talking about. Obsessed. You walk in, you have a lovely little entryway. It feels very lived in, like some pictures. I told you I tried to make it feel like this is the family of all families. They are just grateful to have each other all the time, and I just love that like sentiment. And if you download this house, obviously you could put your own pictures of your Sims in. And then right off the entryway, you also have the hall bathroom. And I still don't know if I like the tile I used from Jungle Adventure in here, but it's here. It's already on the gallery. We gotta let it just ride, you know? But then you walk in further, you have this living room. I really love the way the living room came out. I don't gravitate towards that darker style very often. So seeing it come together and actually liking it is kind of a big deal for me. Then you walk into what would be our eat-in kitchen area. I know it's clipping a little bit, just ignore it because I tried to just have the tile from this pack over here, but I wanted it to wrap around, so I committed. But I left this little counter blank, so don't worry, your Sims can still cook. They're fabulous, they're lovely. And then we have our little kitchen area, which in my opinion came out pretty stinking cute. It's completely functional, except I say completely functional. I actually don't know with this big ass fruit bowl. Might not be that functional, but you might need to delete that. I do apologize. I think it came out super cute. I would even consider maybe adding in like a little hutch, but I didn't want it to be too cramped in here. Then you're gonna walk through this like half little hallway and you come into our first kiddo room, which is so adorbs, so lived in. I absolutely love this mirror. I love that we got two versions of it so you can have it with and without the pictures, but I be loving the one with the pictures. I just think it's so cute. I also love photos. If you come into my house, there are family photos, friend photos, all the pictures all over the place. I love that. And then it just feels like lived in. You got everything you need and this little sliding glass doors onto the porch. I have two sets of sliding glass doors and I almost deleted this set right here, but ultimately decided not to, and I'm kind of happy with that decision. Then we're going to go down this little hallway, just like another little bookshelf and a plant, and of course we have that infant's room I was telling you all about. It's like a little blue and kind of orange yellowish scheme. I really love this chair and the little like ram seat thingy. I think it's adorbs. I don't know. It's nothing special, but it is also the largest room out of all of the bedrooms, so yeah, there's that. Then you come into what is our primary bedroom. Nothing too exciting here because, again, I didn't have a lot of space. However, they do have an ensuite bathroom, which is lovely. I love this bathroom, especially compared to the other one. I just wasn't feeling it, wasn't vibing with it, but it's nothing special. It's got the necessities. And then, of course, you're going to come out here onto our little back porch area where you can sit and grill. I love this base game grill. I think it's so pretty. I wish I used it more. And they even have a pool. I did consider adding a mother-in-law suite, but it just made the lot feel way too cramped. So I'm happy with how I did this. And again, I added in those little flowers. But it's very like clean cut in my opinion when it comes to landscaping. I was going to opt to do like succulents and stuff, but I always do that. And I just like my pretty flowers. I like the colors. It really helped me feel like everything was kind of blending together more. That and this little fence from City Living, and I'm pretty happy with how this came out as a whole, because again, this is not my best style and I am a little bit in my comfort zone when it comes to stuff like this, but all in all, this house is so cute. Let's see how much it costs because I forgot. It's a 63,000 simoleon house. Okay, that's pretty steep, but it is a 3-bedroom house. You can have a dog or a cat, sleep 4 Sims, you know. Maybe it's honestly not that unobtainable, but again, this is available on the gallery, so make sure you follow me on the gallery. I just want to be gallery famous so I can make my 11-year-old little self so proud, so happy. But I also have lots of builds, lots of shells over there, so make sure you check us out. But we have come to the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you give me a little thumbs up. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe to my channel as we are gearing up for our 25 days of Christmas video extravaganza, if you can. I'm not really sure what else to call it. And I also want to point out that my gallery ID as well as my creator code are the same. So if you are going to be buying any packs as we get into this holiday season and you want to support me as a creator, I urge you to use that code at checkout or use one of your other favorite creators because it's a great way to support us. Don't forget to drink your water, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.